Okay, so today we're reacting to the Godfall film movie.
CeraVe with 3 essential ceramides, clinically proven, long-lasting hydration, developed with dermatologists.
You can't see.
I was abducted by the RDA. Now that I'm
ready to ask his next question, the bear begins to speak when he is interrupted by Shun, who claims to have already found out who the traitor is. Curious, the entity stops to listen to the assumption and is surprised to realize that Takahata is accusing him of lying. The young man then says that Takase helped him find out and tells him that the girl's blood removed the white paint from the creature's fist, revealing that the polar bear is actually a black bear. As he lied about his color, Shun automatically came to the conclusion that everything else was also a lie and that the entity was making them think there was a traitor. All this just to eliminate them. Angry that someone has discovered his secret, the demon bear begins to attack them and tries to crush the group by jumping on them, but misses his target and ends up trapped in a hot spring that makes his body burn from the inside out. With that, the entity finally accepts its defeat and gives the instructions for the survivors to reach the location of the next challenge. One of the participants will be chosen as Akuma, the one. The bear asks what everyone's favorite food is and everyone. Soon as they hear the accusations, Ichika and Shun try to defend Takase, but the others simply ignore them and vote for the game known as Kick the Can. In this, attack them and tries to crush the group by jumping on them, but misses his target and ends up trapped in a hot spring that makes his body burn from the inside out. With that, the entity finally accepts its defeat and gives the instructions for the survivors to reach the location of the next challenge. At the new location, the students are greeted by a set of dolls who tell them that their next and final challenge will be the game known as Kick the Can. In this underworld hide and seek, one of the participants will be chosen as Akuma, the one who will search for the others. But before starting the search, this player will have to take a can that is protected in a high place and place it in the middle of a circle on the ground. While Akuma tries to get the can, the others need to find a hiding place and stay there until sunset if they want to win. On the other hand, to win, Akuma must locate each of the participants and shout their name, then stomp on the can. Once this is done, Akuma captures the target, who will be imprisoned in a cell until the end of the game. The dolls then explain that even so, the captured person can still be saved if one of the survivors manages to kick the can. In this way, this person defeats Akuma and frees all those who have been imprisoned. But according to the dolls, the can has some kind of explosive that will be triggered as soon as it is kicked. This means that by kicking the object to save the other prisoners, the participant will automatically lose their life. In an abridged version, the survivor's objective is to stay hidden until sunset, while Akuma's objective is to capture 3 people and prevent the last one from kicking the can. Now that they've finished explaining how it's going to work, one of the dolls takes some wood sticks out of its mouth and draws lots to choose who will be Akuma, and to everyone's misfortune, the winning participant is Amaya, the craziest of them all. Knowing the challenge they will face, the survivors stay in their positions and wait for the doll's command, but as soon as they start the game, Amaya kicks one of them over the can, knocking the object over without giving the others time to hide. With the can in hand, he places it in the center of the circle and starts looking for the other participants, finding the 2 students from the other school as soon as they find a hiding place. Wanting to save themselves, the 2 even try to take on Amaya, but the young man is so overpowered that even in 2-on-1 they are defeated, being captured and taken to the cell soon after. From afar, Ichika watches Amaya step on the can, but ends up being careless and is spotted by him, giving away her location and Takahata's to Akuma. Knowing that Amaya is already on her way, Shun ties a rope to a heavy object and starts climbing down to try and reach the can. Wanting to capture the couple, Amaya runs to the place where he saw Ichika and starts banging on the door trying to reach them. Knowing that they won't be able to escape together, the girl decides to save time and goes just below to find Akuma, but instead of speaking her name and going to the can, Amaya just knocks the girl out and continues up to find Shun, finding only the rope he used to get down. Down below, Takahata knows that the Akuma is going to keep an eye on the can and starts running around the place looking for a new hiding place. Thinking that Shun won't come, Amaya tries to convince him that he won't capture him and argues that he has already tagged 3 people, so the 2 of them can become friends and survive together. Knowing that he's lying, Shun starts looking for something he can use and finds some plate armor. When the sun is about to go down, he comes out of hiding wearing the armor in order to protect his body when he kicks the can. But the problem is that the equipment is extremely heavy and restricts his movements. Even so, Shun appears awkwardly in front of Amaya and ends up dropping his sword on the ground, trapped and totally defenseless near the edge. Since he can only arrest someone after seeing their face, Amaya takes advantage of the situation and removes Takahata's helmet while mocking his plan. Just short of stepping on the can to win, Akuma walks towards the object when he realizes he has a chain attached to his hip. It is then revealed that this was Shun's plan all along. Before leaving the hiding place, the young man attached the chain to his armor and took advantage of the moment when Amaya took off his helmet to tie the other end around his waist, preventing him from reaching the can. Now that Amaya can no longer win, Takahata throws himself off the edge into the sea, dragging the Akuma, who has to try very hard not to fall with him. Down below, Shun waits to touch the water and gets out of his armor to climb back up the wall, allowing him to walk freely to the can while Amaya pulls all that weight out of the water. When he arrives back at the top, Shun is already very tired, but he still manages to find the strength to run to the can. At this point, Amaya finally manages to pull the armor back on and breaks free to run towards the can, but even with his efforts, Shun manages to get there first and kicks the object, saving his friends. Frightened, everyone tries to protect themselves from the explosion, but after a few seconds nothing happens. Just then, the sky begins to darken and the dolls appear to declare Shun the champion, as well as revealing that they lied about the explosion just to make the challenge more exciting. Disgusted by his defeat, Amaya begins to moan that he's going to be eliminated, but the dolls tell him that the whole challenge was just a game and that no one is going to perish. As a reward for making it this far, the dolls hand each of them a popsicle and tell them that they must eat it before they can leave. After this journey, Shun sips his popsicle while making plans for the future with Ichika. After talking for a while, the young man notices that there's something written on his toothpick and celebrates with Ichika, thinking it's an award, but when he looks away, he sees that Ichika is crying and discovers that her popsicle stick has "You are eliminated" written on it. At this point, the dolls speak again and explain that each of the challenges required a different skill, but that in the end, the last thing they need is luck. They then explain that everyone's popsicle has their fate written on it, and Ichika's is the one everyone knows. Looking at his popsicle stick, Shun realizes that he has been lucky and that he will make it out alive, but instead of Ichika, it will be Amaya who will return to school with him. Now that their fates are sealed, Ichika and the other two students are hit by one of the dolls that fires a laser into their bodies, leaving only traces of their souls. With the last challenge completed, Amaya and Takahata are taken up into one of the cubes that is flying over the city of Tokyo. Seeing that two students have managed to survive, the entire population begins to worship them and call them children of God. And as such, one of them will follow the path of destruction to become a Hakaishin, while the other will follow the path to become a Shinigami, a god of death. So what did you think of this movie?
Okay,
So what did you think of this movie? Leave it in the comments
the
below.
Godzilla
And if you
parts,
liked
okay?
the video,
See
like
you
and
later.
subscribe for more movie
Bye.
recaps. See you.